15.
Okay.
Say open.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Would you do a roll call, Aaron?
Mary.
Here.
Dashlet.
Here.
Gore.
Here.
Lautenbach.
Yes.
Swedberg.
Yes.
Meverden.
Here.
Pavick.
Here.
Schmidt.
Here.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Label.
Okay, this meeting is in compliance with the open meeting law. Could I get somebody to make an approval of the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the agenda is approved as written. Approval of the meeting minutes to February 6th and February 20th. Could I get that motion?
Move to approve as written.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the meeting minutes are approved. Public comment, is there anyone from the public that wants to come forward? Anyone from the public? Okay, there's no one from the public, we will move on to consideration of bills. If people get a chance to look at the bills, and could I get a motion to approve them? Or if there are questions about them?
You make a motion, Domin?
No, I said a second,
oh,
please.
Okay.
I'll make a motion on the bills to approve.
Okay, so Kevin made the motion and
Yeah, I've got
I
a
think he said
second
he
on
would
that.
second it. Okay, do you have a motion and a second?
Yeah, I will second it.
I think Jake's first second was just, can I have a second?
He just wanted
Yes.
a second to look at it.
Yeah,
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have a motion and a second. Could you do a roll call on those bills?
Meverden.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Dashlet.
Yes.
Mary.
Yes.
Lautenbach.
Yes.
Gore.
Yes.
Pavick.
Yes.
Swedberg.
Yes. Okay, motion carries. Okay, committee reports. Does anyone have any questions or comments about any of the committee reports?
I have
Okay.
one request.
Okay.
On the planning, I believe it's for the planning commission, Matt, we made that zoning change a long time ago.
Yes.
I just don't want that to get lost.
It has not. It will come in front of the whole zoning
Okay.
board for that.
Okay.
Are there any other questions about the committee reports? Okay, then could I get a motion to approve the committee reports as presented?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, a second by Casey. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the committee reports are approved as submitted. Old business, the public safety building update.
Yeah, so that's just, tomorrow is our first public hearing, is open to the public from 8 PM to 6 PM next door at the PAC.
Hold on. Public information meeting, 6 to 8.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Public hearing and 8
Oh, I'm
to 6.
sorry. Public information
Yeah.
meeting from 6 to 8 PM. I apologize.
Okay.
Next door at the school, everybody from the public and the council is all welcome. We will field any questions anybody has in regards to the building or the referendum upcoming here. This is the first of two. The second one is the 29th. Same time, same place.
Okay, who will be doing the questions? Is
The
somebody
mayor
from-
will be answering all the
Yeah,
questions.
mayor, okay. And they should get a lot of wrong answers. Okay. so
Myself and Tom
Tell
and
me, is the.
Fire Chief,
the
Bayland Building,
Bayland, okay.
they
that's
will
right,
have a
Bayland Building.
representative
Okay.
here as well.
Okay. So there will be quite a few that really know what's going on to answer the questions. That's great.
We'll-
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion about the public safety building update? No, then we'll move on to new business, Class B liquor license request.
So in front of you tonight, or actually on the agenda, was a combination Class B liquor license for 311 Bar and Bistro LLC. This was vetted before the PPP committee, and it was moved forward to the council for recommendation. I have a note here from the owner. I'll just read it real quick for you guys. To whom it may concern, 311 Bar and Bistro is requesting the opportunity to acquire a liquor license from the city of Algoma. 311 Bar and Bistro is located at 311 Steel Street, Algoma, Wisconsin. The building has had a complete renovation from top to bottom that began in 2019. The bistro will be able to seat around 45 customers. The bar is planning on serving beer, wine, and liquor. The dining menu will be casual, lighter fare. The bistro is hoping to capture a welcoming atmosphere that will accommodate to locals and tourists alike. The bistro will employ around 5 employees upon opening. The anticipating opening is the last week of March 2023. Sincerely, Ivy Taylor Murphy, 311 Bar and Bistro.
If there are no questions, could I get a motion to approve that license?
So moved.
Second.
All right, who made the movement?
I did.
John? Okay, and the second was made by,
Me.
I made the motion.
you made the
Made the
motion.
motion.
You made the motion, and the second was made by Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll do a roll call.
Sure. Savick?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Swedberg?
Yes.
Boer?
Yes.
Dashlet?
Yes.
Mehring?
Yes.
Lautenbach?
Yes.
Meverden?
Yes.
Just so everyone is aware, there is now one Class B combination liquor license left for the city.
Okay. Okay. Then we have the ordinance amending section 4380, the municipal code to,
So we have ordinance number 837, an ordinance amending certain portions of the section 4-3 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Algoma, Wisconsin, related to alcohol licensing. This came back before you guys May, June, I believe, where we temporarily suspended the open intoxicant rule within the city of Algoma within that downtown business district. I haven't heard that it went over poorly, so before you tonight is the ordinance to suspend it permanently for that specific area, should you so choose.
Chief, do you have any problems down there?
I think the entire year we had one report of a broken bottle, otherwise no, there's been no issues.
The highlighted areas, was there actually any, none of the verbiage changed?
It was added.
Okay.
The
Based off
highlighted
of-
areas was added to our original ordinance to allow in that map district to be able to have open intoxicants.
No change in the verbiage though, it's strictly going from temporary to permanent.
The
Correct.
council originally, yes, made a temporary trial
Suspension.
basis.
I was gonna say, I couldn't tell, there wasn't anything that looked different.
Right, we just
Got it.
temporarily suspended sections A through D, so now we've updated sections 8 through D to allow it to be accommodating to that specific area.
In
And I
this-
apologize, I did not include the map with the ordinance, but the map will be included with the ordinance.
And this would be the first hearing unless the council so chose to waive the second hearing of it.
I do have a question, and I'm all for it. But one thing it does say that it's, the intoxicant has to be in a non-resealable, but the plastic cup, the cover,
So according to the
so should that be
Department of
changed?
according to the Department of Revenue, it's something as simple as a piece of tape makes it sealable. So if we think about like a McDonald's lid, right?
Yeah, that's
So we
what I'm
have a
kinda getting
McDonald's
at.
cup with the lid on it. If I take a piece of masking tape and say I don't have my straw in here, but I go from this side of it all the way over to this side of it, and that's how it
That's good. to
goes
know.
out of my building, I, as the restaurant or the liquor license holder, am completely covered.
That's considered non-resealable.
That is considered non-resealable.
It's-
Now, they
that was my only
encourage
question.
that if you have the tape,
Question.
that you don't use tape, that you use like a sticker. So, let's take 311 Bar and Bistro. If they decide to do this, the Department of Revenue encourages that that tape or that sticker says 311 Bar and Bistro. It does not have to. Like I said, you could use something as simple as masking tape to just put it over the top, and if that person walks out and decides to break the seal, that you are covered, as long as they have not broken that seal when they walk out of your establishment.
Like you use sealing wax.
Again,
It's to cover
they-
the state verbiage is what it
Yeah.
is placed in here for, because the state dictates, we can make it stronger than the state, we can't make it less than what the state says.
Well, at some point, I mean, common sense and logic need to overcome.
Now, if you wanted to walk out of, let's say, Anapee Brewery, and you had a plastic beer cup, and that does not require a seal on it, beer is different for some reason. So you could walk out of the tap room and have that open beer and not need a cover on the top.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What is gonna happen with
Yeah, I'm not,
Wine
I'm not,
Fest?
I just, the way it was worded,
Yep, no,
Doesn't
totally
s-
understand.
Yeah.
And that's, if we go back to like the original, when we put this out there, I know the tap room is one that I keep referencing, but I know that they have a laminated sticky on it, and we actually sent instructions to the Class B liquor license holders, to kind of cover them, so that they're not in jeopardy of losing their licenses. But that's all the Department of Revenue required, was a seal. It does not specify how you have to seal it.
If the Wine Fest, was trying to sell bottles and that people were opening and drinking there, can they walk out with the open,
no
With
glass.
the
No,
bottle?
because it's glass.
No glass.
So, but
Okay.
but there's different rules with wine, because if you put a cork in it, now you can walk away with it.
Okay.
You cannot be walking down the main drag with
Drinking
the cork
it.
out of the bottle,
okay.
drinking it. That does
Okay.
not, that is not covered.
okay.
I'll make a formal motion to move forward with the amendment to ordinance 837.
Second reading, waiving second reading.
We could waive it.
And also waive the second reading.
I would second that.
Okay. Would you do a roll call on that?
Yep, one moment. All right, just to make sure that I have this, we're proceeding with ordinance 837 as written, and we will be waiving the second reading. That motion was made by Meverden and seconded by Mehring.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
All right, and then roll call vote, Dashlet,
Yes.
Havoc,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Mehring,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Meverden,
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
Okay, the next resolution, 1154-2023, amending the City of Algoma fee schedule.
This was put forth in front of everybody at Finance and Personnel. If anybody has any questions about it, this would be formally adopting the fee schedule. And the same thing, this would be the first hearing, unless the council so chooses to
Nope.
waive.
This is just a resolution.
I'm sorry, I apologize. This is, we're not changing the ordinance now. This would be just a resolution to pass, or to adopt, our fee schedule for 2023 moving forward.
And just the areas in red are what's changing.
Correct.
And on the second page, the pink Peterson Park pavilion rental of $25 is pink highlighted. What does that indicate? Same thing.
Just changed.
Okay.
And the Peterson Park thing, we will no longer be renting the concession stands.
Correct.
We used to rent Peterson Park out and you could rent the concession stands or I think it was called the kitchen. It just, with the Little League programs, became too hard to liability of all of the product that they sell throughout the summer. You're welcome to bring Nescos up there, plug them in, you just don't have, the refrigerator that's in there is more or less being used by the Little League programs throughout the year that we would be renting out the park.
And you're comfortable with not changing any of the harbor
At this time, yes.
fees at this time?
Move to adopt.
Moved by Lautenbach,
I'll second.
seconded by Swedberg.
Do you want to do a roll call on this?
Mehring,
Yes.
Dashlet,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Meverden,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Havoc.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. Okay, then the resolution 1155-2023 for 2022 budget amendment.
Yes, so this was brought to everybody as well at Finance and Personnel. This would be to amend the 2022 budget.
Could I get a motion to make that?
Second.
Okay. Do you have the motion and second?
Motion by Swedberg, second by Boer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call on that.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Dashlet, Mary,
Yes.
Meverden,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
and Pavic.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries then. Okay, then resolution 1156/2023, the Perry Park playground equipment.
Same thing with this. This was brought in front of everybody. Casey is here as well. Casey, I want to thank him. He put a lot of time and effort into this. Started at the parks level along with the Parks Committee to get this to where it is now. And that is in front of you for adoption, and it will be ordered.
And this, I think I asked the question of Finance and Personnel, Casey. I'm concerned there seems to be a lot of plastic, but we have a lifetime of what on this stuff?
20-year warranty on all.
20 years.
Yes.
Okay. And is there a motion to go forward with the equipment?
PVC.
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Moved by Schmidt,
Second.
second by Lautenbach.
Would you do a roll call on that?
Sure. Meverden,
Yes.
Pavic,
Yes.
Dashlet,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mary.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. Then resolution 1157/2023, marina dredging.
This is the marina dredging that we put out for bid for dredging inside the City of Algoma Marina. We had two bidders. We opened the bids at 8:30 Friday morning. There were two bidders that responded to the bid request, and everybody has kind of a breakdown along with our engineer's recommendation to move with Ironworks in the amount of $427,000.
Matt, didn't we, if I remember, didn't you say we had like 300 and some thousand put away? So
Yes,
where's the
we
rest of
did.
that coming from?
So moving some things around in the capital outlay, unfortunately, that's what we had budgeted, is $300,000. It is 350, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
350.
Yeah.
So about 76,000, 77,000 over. It will be coming out of, so there's a yardage that we're taking out. Depending on where that comes out is really where this bid is gonna end up. We're at the high side of it here. Once they get started, if we end up removing less, this number will go down, but I can't guarantee that.
Could go up.
We can cap it.
Okay.
We can say stop,
Yeah.
right? That we're not gonna exceed this dollar amount, but that's where their bids came back at.
Now,
It's a lot compared to what you were hoping.
Yes.
You gave us a map of where the area was going to be dredged. This is the high side, but they will complete dredging at this price.
Yes.
Is that correct?
So we will dredge in the inner marina
Yes.
and come around that corner.
Right.
And stop really where the marina say opens up, where the
Right.
wall stops
Yeah.
is where we would stop.
Okay.
That's where we'll have it
Okay.
bound off there. Prior to them starting dredging, we have to put fabric in the water there
Okay.
to stop the silt.
Okay. And if their yardage exceeds that, we won't be charged. This is the most they can charge.
No, we could tell them to keep going. Yeah, I mean, they could keep going.
The bid is for 16,000 cubic yards. So that's what
Correct.
that's 16,000 cubic yards is what we, between us and Robert Lee, anticipated we'd have to take out. Our permit covers up to 25,000 if we needed to, but we don't think we'll need that much. So if they end up pulling out 10,000 cubic yards, then it's just gonna be cheaper than what they
Okay. All right.
Casey, do you have a guesstimate depth of what 16,000 yards is gonna get us for depth?
We're shooting for about 6 feet through the whole
6
thing.
feet?
In some spots right now, you're at 5, but there's spots you're at 2.5.
Yeah.
So
Again,
And where are they gonna dry the sludge?
Sludge will be dried in the parking lot. It'll be topoed by our engineering firm in the parking lot. That's where the calculations will come of what they've actually removed. And then once it's dried down, we will be hauling it off-site.
So the calculations are gonna be wet or dry?
It's gonna be in about a midpoint, the calculations.
Okay.
I can't let it sit there long enough to be completely dry.
Okay. Jesus, well, it's gotta be done.
That's the unfortunate side of it.
Well, it's been 15 years now since
15, we dredged last, Casey, in
2007.
7, yeah. So, we went from fighting shorelines in the high water to just like that, flipping a switch to
When-
having to dredge.
When are they gonna start this?
Hopefully it'd be within about like 2 weeks. They have to be, there's slate in the contract that says they have to be done by May 1st.
Where are
Do
they
they-
moving the barges from?
Bailey's Harbor.
I'm just curious, not that it matters, but when they do that 6 feet, they don't mark it off the, wherever the high water mark is, do they? They
No.
have a,
No.
whatever you call it,
They use 6 feet from where the water level is today.
today, okay.
So without dredging, say next year, we
Yeah.
could only have 5 feet, we could have 7 feet.
Yeah, not that I think it's gonna go up 2 feet, but it's melting.
I wish it'd go up 2 feet, we could not dredge.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, could I get a motion to approve the marine dredging?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Dashlet, seconded by Pavic.
Okay, and then would you do a roll call on that?
Schmidt,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes,
Swedberg,
Yes.
Orr,
Yes.
Pavic,
Yes.
Dashlet,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Meverden.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next item is mayor's appointments. I would like to appoint Abby Peisler to be on the Park and Rec Committee.
Whose spot is she taking?
What?
Whose spot is she taking?
John Stowe.
She's John Stahl.
Oh.
His attendance wasn't real good, so I asked him to resign, and then that opened up this spot.
Okay.
Who's
Should
Abby?
We need somebody to be there, so,
She'll be really good on there.
yeah. And
She
she
attends
is,
most of the meetings already.
Yep.
She's a baseball,
Okay.
she's a
Good.
coach for athletes in Tallinn
Good.
here. She was a well-known,
okay,
she was a Rumney girl.
did they motion?
I'll motion to
We
approve
made a
as
motion.
or however you word it.
And
Grade
one of
school
them,
girl,
and
so she
you
got
second,
back to
you got a
Oh, yeah.
motion and a second?
Who
We
made
have-
the second?
We have a
I made
motion,
the
Oh,
Second.
second by
Okay.
Casey.
hey, and would you do we need a roll call for that? No, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, Abby is officially on Park and Rec Committee then. Administrators report.
Just a couple of things, redevelopment area number 2, the CDBG grant, and where are we at with that? It has all been submitted to the DOA. Angela has looked over everything from the DOA, sent it back, that a couple of changes and a couple of things that we had to do. Those have all been updated, changed, and sent back for final approval. Where we are with that's where that is. I know it kind of open-ended, like what are you talking about, but it's kind of a process with the Department of Administration. You send them things, they send it back, we're working back and forth with them. I think this time, hopefully, we have everything that we need, and we meet all of her expectations for final payment for that, so. Nobody has any questions on that. The marina dredging, if anybody has any further questions, but we just kind of talked about that, adopted that. And then I am just gonna turn it over to our clerk here, Erin, and she can talk a little bit with election time right around the corner.
Just so everyone is aware, we have the spring general election coming up on April 4th. The polls open here at City Hall at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. Curbside voting is available for those who need it. There is signs out front and out back. Anybody who has requested an absentee ballot, it will be mailed to you early next week. Please do not place absentee ballots in the drop box. There is a big pink sign on it that says do not place absentee ballots in this drop box. If you place them in there, they will not be counted. And then one last thing is that all dog licenses are due by March 31st, 2023. So if you haven't gotten yours yet, please come in and get your dog license renewed. You may need to bring proof of rabies vaccination with you when you come. Does anybody have any questions on that?
Are you up to date?
No questions here.
Sorry.
I got my radio shot.
Anything else for administrator's report?
That is all I have at this
That
time.
is it. Okay, if anybody has agenda items for the next meeting, would you please get those to either Matt or Aaron to get them on the agenda? Our next meeting will be Monday, April 3rd.
I just have a question on that. Would anybody be opposed to moving that meeting from 6 o'clock to 5 or 5:30? And I ask because it's the election next day and it is a bigger election, so I will have quite a bit of setup to do. But if it's gonna be an issue, it's not a big deal. I just thought I'd throw it out there and ask for the next meeting.
Okay. 5 o'clock is okay with me, so.
Do we need a motion to do this, or what do you need?
No, I don't think so. We'll just set the time at
Yeah.
5 or 5:30, whatever you guys
Send a
prefer.
couple of reminders out to everybody that
And
the
I'll
next
make sure
meeting.
it's updated on the website.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Just this one meeting,
Then
it'll
for
be at
5
5.
o'clock.
I
Yep,
can do 5.
that works for you, Scott?
You can do 4? Is it?
5.
Oh, I thought you said 4. Okay. We're
Three?
talking 5, okay.
All right, so the next meeting will be Monday, April 3rd, 2023 at 5 p.m. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, and the next item, Aaron, do you want to read going into a
Sure.
motion?
We're looking for a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Performance evaluation of certain police department employees.
So move.
Moved by Dashlet,
Second.
second by Swedberg.
Okay, would you do a roll call?
Schmidt,
Yes.
Mehring,
Yes.
Lautenbach,
Yes.
Meverden,
Yes.
Boer,
Yes.
Kavik,
Yes.
Swedberg,
Yes.
Dashlet.
Yes.